This book, if you don't know Napoleon Hill's story, when he was a youth, he went to go visit Dale Carnegie, and Dale Carnegie gave him a mission, and Napoleon Hill rose to the occasion, and he interviewed millionaires of that time to find out what it was that they did. Now notice that the book is Think and Grow Rich. It's not sit on the couch, visualize, and hopefully it'll happen for you. You need to think it out. You need to figure out the problems and grow. That's taking action. You got to take action. You got to get off the couch, put down the remote, stop watching Netflix, get out there, figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to grow your wealth, and make it happen. Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Brian Lucier, and I'm here with another episode of a Golden Nugget Why Not Real Estate podcast. The Golden Nuggets are a little different from the interviews. Here, we're going to unpack some topic or tip and share with you from my experience and the experience of other real estate investors. Well, today, I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I'm going to do our book review, and I'm going to walk you through the top 10 books that I keep hearing on the podcast and in life in general over and over that real estates keep recommending as the books that really made a difference to change their lives as real estate investors. So I've got them all laid out here before me, and let's get started. As you can probably imagine, the number one book most real estate investors recommend that was a game changer for them is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And here, surprise, I've got a 2-4, actually a 4-4. I love the audiobooks. When I was out doing all my own maintenance repairs, I would call it Chevy Silverado University. So I would always be plugging the CDs into my truck, listening to the audio tapes. So this first package is the classics for Robert Kiyosaki. It's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Absolutely the number one book that I keep hearing over and over as the book that changed the mindset of how people think about assets and liabilities. Then he talks about cash flow quadrant. This book goes from employee to self-employed to business owner to entrepreneur, and what the different levels are for income, taxes, liability, all that. Very, very important book, and you want to be in all four of those quadrants, or you definitely want to get to the last quadrants as quickly as possible. And then a bonus on that is Rich Dad's Guide to Investing, where he talks through what's a good investment, what's a bad investment. And then the other book that was phenomenal for me from the same series was Ken McElroy's The ABCs of Real Estate Investing. And in this book, Ken walks you through the whole process on how to do a syndication, all from your desk. Eventually, you'll have to jump on an airplane and go to the market. But Ken really walks through the ABCs of due diligence, figuring out the cap rates, the offer price, all of that. So really, really good bundle, really, really good package there. So that's book number one, and it's actually 4 books. The next most requested book or most referred recommended book is Michael Gerber's E-Myth Demystified. And again, this is on CD and audio. I love listening to this over and over and over and over again, especially CD number 6, where Michael breaks down the franchise prototype. So I hear people all the time say, well, you know, I could build a better business than McDonald's. I can make a better hamburger. Great, you can build a better hamburger than McDonald's. But McDonald's has built a franchise prototype that no matter where you go on this planet, if you order that cheeseburger, it's going to have the same half slice of cheese, 1.5 pickles, a squirt of ketchup, squirt of mustard on the bun, and that's it. Wherever you go, because they have an operational system built in place, their franchise prototype, they are the exact same business model over and over and over again. And the challenge from the E-Myth is that you take your business, small business, large business, whatever it is, and walk through those steps in that process to build your own franchise prototype. So that's book number 2. Book number 3. This one is just so entertaining. It's George S. Clayson's The Richest Man in Babylon, also on audio and CD. Now, I don't know if this story is exactly true, because he talks about the archaeological dig and what he found in the tablets and translating and all that, and then the laws of money and all that. But the principles hold true. If you have money and you want to put it to work for you, you want every dollar you have as an investment making more dollars for you. They say the rich don't eat their money, they don't eat their young. They put their work, their money back to work for them, creating more wealth and income for them. So book number three, book number 3 is George S. Clason's The Richest Man in Babylon. The next series I have for you, I say series because I've got another 2 This is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. This book, if you don't know Napoleon Hill's story, when he was a youth, he went to go visit Dale Carnegie, and Dale Carnegie gave him a mission, and Napoleon Hill rose to the occasion, and he interviewed millionaires of that time to find out what it was that they did. Now notice that the book is Think and Grow Rich. It's not sit on the couch, visualize, and hopefully it'll happen for you. You need to think it out. You need to figure out the problems and grow. That's taking action. You got to take action. You got to get off the couch, put down the remote, stop watching Netflix, get out there, figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to grow your wealth, and make it happen. Now, the 2 I have for this is the laws of success. These Napoleon Hill goes down, drilling down into what deeper that these millionaires are doing in their lives to really be successful. So if you could get those on audiobook, that would be wonderful. Book number 5, that was book number 4, now we're doing book number 5. Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People in the Digital Age. This is a new version where he goes into Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and how do you conduct yourself online with people, and how do you add value. Now, this book is not how to win friends and manipulate people, it's influence people. Now, influence can have that bad connotation that you want to try to get someone to do what you want them to do, but this is actually a mutual relationship that Mr. Carnegie is trying to explain here. He wants you to tune in with people, listen to them, figure out what their needs are, and then have that influence in their life. Not necessarily influence them to do what you want them to do, but have that back and forth relationship with them so you can be an influence, a positive influence in people's lives. And he talks about how to do this on social media as well. So this is a new version, and I really, this one I will listen to over and over and over again as well. It's just really good common sense on how to open up your ears, open up your mind, listen to people, and try to help them solve their problems. That was book number 5. Now we're going on to book number 6. Book number 6 is by Gary Keller and James Papasan. It is The One Thing. This book really made a splash when it came out. I got my hands on it right away. You'll probably see that I put all these tabs in my book. Years and years ago, I would highlight the book and then go back to the book and say, okay, where is that stuff I highlighted? So now I color code all my books as I read them and do the highlights so I can go back and find what I needed. So The One Thing helps you focus on that one thing that you do better than anyone else, and then really help you laser focus on being the absolute best you can be at that. For us, property management, syndications, these are the things. We have different business models, but for each business model, I want to be clear on the one thing that I can do better than anybody else. I'm not saying I got to be the biggest company in the world. I just got to say that we are going to be world class at what we do, and that's the one thing. Book number 6. The next series of books I have for you are more on mindset. So this next one really had an impact on me. I think I read this one last summer, and again, you can see all the tabs on this. This is Ed Milet, The Power of One More, and there's Ed on the back of the cover there. This book, Ed drills down the story of his father. His father, when Ed was growing up, was an alcoholic, and that created challenges for Ed's family, his dad, his mom and dad, their relationship, all these things were affected by these poor decisions. So it finally came down to it that Ed and his dad were in the front seat of the car in tears. And Ed, young boy at the time, said, Dad, how are you going to do this? Mom's going to kick you out. And he said, son, I'm going to do it one day at a time. I'm going to do one more day, and then I'm going to do one more day, and then I'm going to do one more day. And that was it. He finally kicked it. And Ed's dad became his hero. And throughout the story of the book, you're going to find out all kinds of really positive things about Ed's dad and the family and situation, how everything changed because of the power of one more. Now, it's not just family and relationships or addiction. You can apply this to sales, your work ethic, your health. One more sit-up, one more push-up, one more pushing that plate away, one more good healthy choice to have a fruit smoothie to trim down your tummy. I mean, whatever it is, the power of one more and just adding that to your routines. The next book I have for you, I think I read it back to back with Ed Milet's book. This was Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect. How to get the success you desire in life and overcome all those challenges and get the life that you deserve. This was a great book. Darren makes it really easy to understand that just a small degree of change in your habits over time, that trajectory can make you so much better, so much further away from where you were, and you don't see it in the day-to-day. Those small little compound effects, like losing weight. Over 6 months, you could lose 30 pounds, where another guy could sit on the couch watching Netflix and gain 30 pounds. Well, it's not a difference of 60 pounds. The 30 pounds is healthier, living a better life. That adds to better choices. The 30 pounds gained weight. His relationships aren't doing so good in the book. You can see how all this really has a compound effect with the decisions you make. Now this book, that was book number 8. Now we're going on to book number 9. I wish I had found this book right after Michael Gerber. This book is by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Hardy number 2 here. This book is Who, Not How. Now, everyone's faced with some business decision, and they always ask the first question, how am I going to get this done? That's limiting. Henry Ford said, I would rather have 100 men work for me 1 hour in 1 hour's time than me, myself, try to work 100 hours. It's just not possible. The economy of scale of getting people who to do the how for you. How am I going to get this done? Switch that on his head to ask who can get this done. Now you solve 2 problems. You get your issue done because now you found that who to do your how. The other problem you've solved is that who is looking for a situation where someone will give them that job that they love to do. So your superpower might be sales or talking or whatever it might be, but you might hate doing accounting, or you might hate drafting letters, or you might hate this or that, and it's just not your superpower, not something you should be doing to occupy your time. So if you flip it on its head and say, who can do this? Now you're looking for those people in your life that can solve that answer for you. So the book is Who Not How by Dan Sullivan, Dr. Benjamin Hardy. That was book number 9. Now we've got number 10, and I couldn't let it go without giving you one more little twist on the review. So this one is a 2-for as well. These books, they are together, it's not 2 separate books, were written by Brian Murray and Brandon Turner of Bigger Pockets fans. Love you guys, love you at Bigger Pockets. You do a great job helping all of us real estate investors. So the books, drum roll please. The Multifamily Millionaire, Volumes 1 and Volume 2. So Volume 1, the light blue book, walks you through all the operations, everything you might need to think about for doing smaller multifamily rental investments. This book is great because it'll get you thinking at an operational level. Then Brian Murray turns up the heat with volume number 2. This is the dark blue book. This one will get you into the mindset of being a syndicator and what it takes to get a syndication done. It's not easy. What I love about both of these books is the authors give you the war stories, the warts, the trials, the tribulations. They don't just make it all fluff like this is a great thing to do and you're going to be successful. They actually walk you through and give you real life examples of their challenges as real estate investors. So I know we went a little bit over 10. We had three different surprises in there with additional books in there. But again, I wanted to share this with you. I've been meaning to do this particular podcast as a book review for a long time, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're inspired. I hope it gives you something to talk about with other investors. Hey, have you read this book? Have you read this book? What's a book that you would recommend? And if you have a book that you would like to recommend, please put it down in the comments below and share it with the rest of our real estate peeps. So I want to thank you again. This is Brian Lucier from the Why Not Real Estate Podcast with the book review for another golden nugget. Thank you again. Signing off. I'm going to go see the sunset, see the surf, the sand. Signing off, and we'll see you on the next one.